In the chaos of the UFC Lightweight division, there's never a shortage of hungry contenders. But every so often, a feud rises above the rankings, above the politics, and lands right in the middle of fight fans' conversations worldwide. Recently, the name at the center of that storm is Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. And this time, it's not just about who he fights next, it's about who he believes should never get a chance. The story begins in the aftermath of Ilia Topuria's stunning destruction of Charles Oliveira to claim the UFC's 155-pound title. A fight so dominant, so one-sided, that it shifted the entire balance of power in the lightweight division. Topuria didn't just win, he announced himself as the man to beat. And as the gold wrapped around his waist inside the octagon, a surprise face-off seemed to set the stage for what could be next. Paddy Pimblett stepping forward, locking eyes with El Matador under the blinding arena lights. The fans went wild, cameras flashed, social media erupted. For a moment, it looked like the fight was set. But in the UFC, nothing is ever that simple. Within hours, UFC CEO Dana White shut down the speculation. That face-off, just a moment, not a contract, not a guarantee, and certainly not confirmation that the Baddy would be the next challenger. Because the truth is, the top of the lightweight division right now is a battlefield. Justin Gaethje, the veteran brawler with a resume full of wars, has made it clear he's ready to walk away unless he gets the next title shot. Max Holloway, injured for the moment, but still carrying the credentials of a legitimate contender, Islam Makhachev, the current king at 155 and 170, could decide to drop back down at any moment and reclaim the division. And then there's Arman Tsarukyan, a fighter who believes he deserves the next shot more than anyone. And based on the UFC's rankings, he's the guy that makes the most sense. But according to Paddy Pimblett, Arman's not just chasing a title shot. He's trying to buy one. On his own YouTube channel, Pimblett laid out his thoughts with the same bluntness that's made him one of MMA's most polarizing personalities. He said, "All I kept being asked in Las Vegas was, 'Who are you fighting? When are you fighting Ilia?' And I have no idea. Hopefully it's me versus the chorizo next." That's what all the Americans want, because every American I've bumped into keeps saying, "When are you going to smash that sausage's head in?" It's classic Paddy, unfiltered, playful, but always laced with a sting. He knows the fans are behind him in a fight with Topuria, but he also knows the sport runs on merit, at least on paper. He admitted, "I understand that I'm ranked number 9. Other people are probably more deserving, but Posh Boy definitely isn't. Little rich boy Arman showing how desperate he is, offering him £1 million to fight him. Spoiled rich baby trying to pay their way out of things. That's why I quit when he was making weight in the bath, like a little bit." It was more than just trash talk. It was an accusation. Because if what Pimblett is saying is true, that Arman tried to literally put money on the table for a title fight, it challenges the very foundation of UFC's merit-based matchmaking. It becomes a question of influence, not ability. Arman has built a reputation as one of the most dangerous rising stars in the division. His wrestling is suffocating, his pace relentless, and his only losses inside the UFC have come to elite opposition. For many, he's earned his place in the title conversation the hard way, through grit, grind, and performance. But to Paddy, none of that matters if you're willing to write a check to jump the line. And it wasn't the only bridge he was willing to burn that day. In the same breath, Pimblett dismissed Justin Gaethje, claiming the highlight refuses to fight him. And as for Dan Hooker, he can eat shit. It was a scorched earth interview, and the flames spread quickly. Clips of the interview were shared across Twitter, Instagram, and MMA forums. Some fans praised Pimblett for calling out what they see as hypocrisy in the sport. Others accused him of ducking the tougher fights and using his popularity to leapfrog the rankings. One tweet read, "Paddy calling Arman a rich baby is wild when Arman would probably beat him in 2 rounds." Another fired back, "If Arman's that confident, he should just fight Paddy and shut him up." The comment section became its own battleground. Supporters of Arman pointed to his grueling win over Damir Ismagulov and his ability to push top-ranked fighters to the limit. Pimblett's defenders countered with the entertainment factor, the idea that the UFC is in the business of selling fights, not just ranking them. And in the middle of it all, Ilia Topuria remains silent. No tweets, no statements, just the cold presence of a champion who knows every name in the division wants his belt. The lightweight division has always thrived in chaos. From the Khabib era to the wars of Poirier and Gaethje to the rise of Islam Makhachev, it's a weight class that never stays still. But what we're seeing now is a new kind of fight, one that happens long before the cage door closes. It's negotiations, public jabs, leaked offers, and the power of fan opinion shaping what Dana White decides to book next. For Paddy Pimblett, the mission is clear. Either he gets his shot at Topuria, or he makes sure Arman Tsarukyan doesn't. And if that means calling him a spoiled rich baby in front of the entire MMA world, so be it. He knows the stakes. The next few months could define his career. One big fight and the winner walks straight into a championship bout. One misstep and the opportunity could be gone forever. In his mind, the fight with Topuria isn't just personal, it's inevitable. The years of trash talk, the heated exchanges, the viral moments, they've all been building to this. And every time he opens his mouth, Paddy makes sure that fire keeps burning. As for Arman, he hasn't shied away from the back and forth either. While not as loud as Pimblett, his camp insists he's earned his place, that the UFC can't ignore the work he's put in, and that when the time comes, it won't be money or words that decide who gets the belt. It'll be who wins when the octagon locks. The only certainty right now is uncertainty. Gaethje might walk, Holloway might return, Makhachev might re-enter the mix, and somewhere in that storm, either Paddy or Armand will rise above the noise or get drowned in it. The lightweight crown is in play, and if there's one thing history tells us about this division, it's that nothing stays the same for long.